Hey, what's up everyone? Owl here. Welcome back to part 2 of Up All Night by Fiendish Fiction. In the last episode, Nick and Grayson found a dead deer in the woods that had been disemboweled, and now we're walking through the woods some more and we found some more blood and something making noise. So we're gonna go and see what's happening with that. I don't know how long this game is, but I am going to try and finish it today. Well, you know, we'll see. I don't know. Like, I could be in the last 5 minutes of the game or the last hour of the game. But anywho. Creak. What's that? Creak. It's coming from over there. There was a bend in the trail, the source of the sound obscured by trees. I could see the paw prints going off into the bush in the same direction. Creak. We don't have to go over there. But Grayson was already ahead of me. I saw her clear the bend and freeze, staring off at something I couldn't see yet. She raised her hands up to her mouth, eyes wide and head shaking back and forth. Creak. I don't want to know what this is. I do! But I was walking closer anyway. I had to see what she was seeing. Dead body, dead body, dead body, dead body, dead body. I turned the corner. A nude corpse was hanging from a tree. Yes, dead body! Ah, victory! A rope tied around its neck. There was a sack over his head, bound tightly into place with the rope that had hung him. I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel bad for the dude, that's a really crappy way to go, but, you know, for this game, things got a little spicy. Also, the fact that the body is nude, nice touch. Ah! His intestines were hanging out of his sliced open stomach, oh god, dangling almost to the ground. One of his legs was completely missing, which is fair, because everybody wants to have a souvenir. This can't be real. It just can't. Oh my gosh, Nick, I don't think the bear did that. I mean, either a human did this, or Winnie the Pooh is pissed about something. She was shivering, and it was obvious it wasn't from the cold, even though she is wearing Daisy Dukes, and clearly it is cold outside. We should go tell, I don't know, someone. Who? The road's been closed and all the phones are out. My dad didn't come home this morning either, so he must be stuck in town. Wait, all the phones are out? I thought it was just mine. I hate to say it, but if we can't get the police up here, I think we need to, record this. Feeling sick, I pull out my phone. Still no bars. It was useless for making calls, but I could still take pictures. Or make a video. I can't believe I'm doing this. But someone might need to see this later. Ugh. I hit record on my phone. It felt gross. Like I was committing some kind of crime. Not even a sexy one at that. Grayson pulled out a pocket knife and looked from it to the creaking rope. There was a thick knot tied in the wood by the base of the tree. The rope had been fixed around. She started walking towards it. No. We should stop her. The guy's already dead, and this is tampering with evidence at this point. We should touch nothing. Wait! There might be something important here. We should at least look around first. She didn't look happy, but nodded in agreement, and stepped back again. We shouldn't be doing anything. We should record what we see and then book out, alright? We're in a crime scene now. We should touch as little as possible. Examine the body. My eyes were locked on the body. I wanted to look away, but it was so horrible that I couldn't. I kept staring at them after they were dead too. Disgusting. His leg. It's been ripped clean off. She was right. Not cut, but ripped. There were stringy ligaments that had frozen like grim icicles where the leg had been torn off. Even though it was night, the ground was still warm from the summer sun. Bree? Bree, are you okay? My vision was blurry. Something kept dripping in my eyes. I tried to brush it away, but it was sticky. It's blood. I'm bleeding? I tried to stand up, but a shooting pain arced up my leg, and I toppled to the ground again. I think it's broken. I reached out, groping. There was something laying there, a green shape in the darkness, calling out to me like a beacon. Bree was wearing a green dress. I pulled myself closer. There was definitely the shape of a person in the shadows. It had to be her. If only the blood would stop dripping into my eyes, then I could see her. I reached out towards the shape. My hand brushed against something. Fingers? Bree! I grabbed the hand in front of me, but it was limp. Maybe if I pull her over, I can see if she's still... I tried to pull her close. There was a wet popping sound, and the arm came free of the motionless body in front of me. It slid effortlessly into my arms. Damn! That's awkward. That's unpleasant. No, Bree! I curled around that single limb, paralyzed by the impossible realness of it all. No. Nick, you look like you're gonna be sick. Grayson put her arm around my shoulder to support me, and I leaned on her and tried to control my trembling until I was able to catch my breath. Thanks. I'll be fine. Just give me a second. The leg it just got to me. Sorry, I can keep it together. Examine the ground. Why don't we check out the ground? Grayson seems more than eager to stop looking at the body. It's actually kind of weird, huh? She pointed to the ground, and I immediately saw what she was talking about. The only prints were a circle of animal tracks around the base of the hanging corpse. There was blood speckled in the snow below, but not nearly enough for a disemboweled man. Alright, so one, he was killed here, and he was hung up before the snow really started to fall. Interesting. No footprints. But who hung the body then? And no drag marks either? Could have been over the shoulder. There was also a blood-stained divot where the body must have been set before it was strung up. Why the hell aren't there any other prints? Maybe he was hung up before the snowstorm? I looked up towards the corpse, shuddering. Oh, we have to cut him down. I was gonna leave him up there, but apparently we don't get an option. Alright, cut him down. I'm gonna cut him down. It just don't seem right leaving him like that. Yeah, go ahead. She sawed at the rope with her pocket knife. It took a few minutes, but the rope finally snapped. The body unceremoniously thunked to the ground, in a puff of red and white. Should we take a closer look? Someone strung him up. They could still be around here. Maybe looking will give us a clue. Yeah, maybe. Ooh, let's see who it is. Maybe it's someone we recognize. Take off the hood. I reached towards the hood and tried to pull it off. The bag crackled with frozen water, but remained fixed in place. The noose was pulled tight around the edges of the sack. Folds of purpling skin peeked out from under the burlap flaps. Once again, we should not be touching any of this. This is an active crime scene. We are contaminating it, but fuck it, whatever. It's too tight to remove without loosening the knot first. You don't need to do that. You said it yourself. Whoever did this might still be here. We should try to get as much of a record as possible to take to the police. What if the killer moves the body or something? I handed her my phone, which was still recording video. I pulled at the knot and managed to get it to slide up just enough to slip the bag off the man's head. I turned to Grayson. Ready? She nodded, looking ill but determined, and focused the recording phone on the dead man's head. Do it! The bag slid off the man's head. At first, I couldn't even comprehend what I was seeing. Ooh, what? Hair! The back of his head! But I can see his chest, but the body is... Ugh! I almost threw up once I realized what I was seeing. His head had been twisted completely backwards, the face pressed into the ground and obscured by snow. Oh! Well, we might have a possible cause of death. At least he didn't die from being disemboweled. He died by having his neck snapped by something very, very powerful. So, fun times were had by all. His neck. Who could have done something like that? Why would someone decide to... The skin spiraled tightly. Bits of beard and spots of acne caught up in that horrible inhuman curve. Skin shouldn't ever look like that.
Try Proactive. It could work for you too.
An owl hooted overhead. Hey! While I lay curled around Bree's arm. I could hear the buzzing of flies growing louder around us. It's strange. The owl, these bugs, their life is completely the same as it was before. A gurgling moan cut through the air. It wasn't coming from the still body in front of me. It was over in the shadows on my right. Tyler! Tyler? Hang on, Tyler. I'm coming. Please. I tried to stand again. My broken leg wouldn't hold me, and I fell to the ground for a second time. I dragged myself over towards the noise. My vision was clearer now. The blood on my forehead congealed and ropey now that it was clotting. I could see something jerking in the shadows now. The shape would spasm and jitter for a few moments, then go absolutely still. Oh no! No. Is it Grayson's dad? No! Like, I don't know much about Grayson, but I like her. Her screams brought me away from the horror in my head and back to the horror in front of me. Grayson! What? She was crouched over the man's twisted head. While I was staring off, she must have flipped in on his side because his face was visible now. Daddy! Oh, no. Daddy, Dad! Oh, shit. See, oh, shit. Oh. My cell phone lay forgotten in the snow next to her as she shrieked. He looked surprised, like he didn't expect to die. But all those bite marks. Why? No. You gotta get up. This has just gotta be one of my bad dreams. Daddy! I can't let her keep looking at this. I went over and crouched next to her. My mouth was so dry it was hard to swallow. Grayson, we need to go. You shouldn't look at this. I picked up my phone and stopped the video that was recording. Grayson turns toward me, face streaked with tears. It's real, isn't it? It's real. I'm really here. I nodded, and she swallowed. I need to go. I can't be here. I need to be alone. She stood up, looking panicked. She was looking at anything but the body in front of us. The only reason I would ask her to stay is because I'm worried she'll run off and get hurt. But at the same time, she's lived here her whole life, so I'll just trust that she knows these woods. And, you know, her dad just got, like, mutilated hardcore. I think we can let her go. If that's what you need to do, then do it. But be careful. We don't know who's out there. If I find the bastard who did this, I'll kill him. He can try and finish me off, but I'll kill him first. Her voice was shaking with rage and sorrow. Where are you gonna go? I won't follow, but in case something else happens. I'll be at the lake, just up ahead. I just really need to be alone. Okay. I'm going back to my cabin. I have to wait for my mom. When she comes back, we can go get help, okay? She nodded, before turning and heading down the road. The lake that's 3 miles from your cabin? Alright. Heavy, man. I watched her walk out of sight before I turned around and followed the trail back. Trapped with nothing but my own thoughts for company. Ugh, that's no fun. The lights were all on when I got back to the cabin, and the TV in the bedroom was playing a talk show rerun. I sat down in the living room, not bothering to turn off the TV in the other room. I pulled out my phone and turned it on, intending to open up a game to kill time. The recording app was still up. Video we'd taken of the body, the first thing on the playlist. I hit play. Why? Why did I take this? Why am I watching it now? I'm horrible. I should just go play some RuneScape. I watched the body convulse again in the shadows as I pulled myself closer, my broken leg dragging in the dirt behind me. Tyler's face was visible now, a blank expression staring out towards me. A glimmering line of drool bubbled from his lips. He was laughing just 30 minutes ago. How was this real? Tyler? He convulsed again at the sound of his name. He's still alive. I can save him. I can fix this. Dude, you're still holding Bree's arm, presumably. I don't think you can fix this, man. I struggled against my aching body and broken leg, pushing myself with all my strength towards Tyler. He's going to be fine. He's going to be... I didn't see it until I was right next to him. His head. It's not. His head looked wrong. The profile was not Tyler's. Instead, it looked like a half-crushed tomato that was only holding its shape because of the skin. A deep red pool of hunks of something meteor surrounded him in a grim halo. Tyler? Help! Please, anyone! He's dying! I need help! You're useless. No! I want to save him! You don't. You want to save Bree. I want to save you both! Why can't I save you both? You could have. You were driving. Too busy having a crush to look at the road. No, why? Why won't you leave me alone? You're a monster. Monsters deserve to suffer. Monsters deserve to die. Knock knock. Oh. Well, that just took a turn. No, oh. I fell asleep. They only talk to me like that when I fall asleep. Coffee is the solution to that problem. I was slumped over on the couch, my phone laying face down on the floor in front of me. I picked it up and sat it on the coffee table. Knock knock. I forgot. Felix said he was coming tonight. Maybe he can help. Yeah, if he's not the killer. I answered the front door, and Felix was staying there. He was a little further back than he was before, probably because I almost run into him twice. He was holding an old videotape. Did I really only see him this morning? Feels like it's been longer. Has your mother returned? I picked something we might all enjoy watching. Oh, man, am I glad to see you. Do you know if there's a working phone anywhere? We need to call the cops. Why? Because of the dead deer down the road? I hardly see why the police need to be called over a thing like that. Anyway, it's a nature documentary about... What? No, there's been a murder. A man, he was... Felix cocked his head and furrowed his brow in concern. He looked in from the doorway, his eyes flickering around the room as if searching for traces of blood. Are you alright? What did you see? Never mind about that. Do you have a working phone or a way to get into town? He shrugged regretfully and sighed, fingers playing with the edges of the tape. No, I don't, actually. The road is still closed and I'm embarrassed to admit it, but... Something took out the rest of the phone lines up here after you disconnected. It's the entire system that's down right now. Shit! Wait, I have an idea. Smoke signals! It's nighttime. Shit! Maybe somebody else up here has a satellite phone. We can go and check. Why the hell did I think of that earlier? I guess that means our movie plans are ruined. I was gonna get lucky tonight. What did the body look like? Did that bear kill him? No. No, I told you it was a murder. Somebody hung him naked from a tree. This is a good thing we took footage, by the way, because I feel like Felix would not believe us otherwise, and I also feel like the body is not there. I felt ill just saying it. I looked back over my shoulder at my phone and shivered. And I was disgusted enough to record it. Grayson's dad. I made a video of her dad swinging there in the hood and... Ugh. I don't know, man. I think it was a smart move. It was a bad move to touch everything, but it was a smart move to take a video. Felix followed my gaze to my phone and seemed to realize what it meant. You took pictures? His voice was quiet, and I couldn't tell if it was more of a question or an accusation, because now I have evidence that he's the murderer. Just a guess. Just a guess. Could be wrong. A video, actually. I recorded it. May I come in and watch it? Maybe I can assist. I really think we should just try to see if someone has a satellite phone. Nick, I know you're in a panic, but think. Any one of those tenants could be your murderer. Maybe I'll be able to see something you missed. I should look at the video before we go. I mean... Other than the fact that it's super effed up, I really don't have a reason to not show it to him. And after this, he'll have no choice but to believe me. Honestly... Suit yourself, man. Yeah, you're right. You should come in and see it. Felix stepped inside and went to sit on the couch. He leaned forward expectantly, slender arms propped on elegant cross legs. By the way, thigh gap. I pulled up the video and handed him my phone. Could you play it for me? You should probably watch it again too. Maybe she will notice something different. Yeah, sure, I guess. Felix, why can't you activate it? Do you just not know how to use this phone, or... Something odd about you, bro. I don't want to see this again. I hit play. Instead, I looked down at the carpet. Sure, maybe Felix thought I'd find something new, but he wasn't there. He didn't know what it felt like. Do you see anything new? His voice was so close it made me jump. He had leaned over so his mouth was right next to my ear when he spoke. Ooh. A little kind of sexy. No. Sorry. I forced my eyes back on the video. I'm loosening the noose now. It was as if I could feel the rough rope in my hands again. I'm sliding the bag off his head. Tyler was still gurgling and twitching. Every time I thought he was dead, he would move again, spasming and moaning. I looked down at my bloodied hands and up towards Tyler's deformed face. This is my fault. I can at least do this. A car drove by above me, but we had rolled too far down the embankment and into a copse of trees. We weren't visible from the road. I yelled anyway. Down here! Help! Nothing. Again. I've been yelling on and off for the past 10 minutes. Beside me, Tyler groaned. I'm gonna do it. I can't watch this anymore. Not when he's going to die before anybody comes. Lifting my shaking hands, I pinched Tyler's nose shut and placed my palm over his mouth. It won't take much. He's already gonna die. Just suffering. I'm sorry, man. I'm so fucking sorry. Nobody's gonna come and you're dying. I fucked up. This is all I can do. It's strange how he has the bite marks all over his body like that, but somebody hung him up. Why? Thigh gap. What? Bite marks? No, that's not right. His head is... Nick, did you look away again? I held myself over Tyler until he stopped moving. Yikes. No, I'm looking. I did this. It's my fault. Shoot. He finished off Tyler. That's dark. Nick, are you listening? You know, here's the thing. I understand where Nick was coming from, but then again, there was that story about the guy who got shot in the brain and literally had half his brain removed and survived and was more or less okay. I'm not saying Tyler would have recovered or would have lived, but I feel like that decision wasn't Nick's to make. And that, while unlikely, it is possible that Tyler could have made it. But, you know, in the moment, shit happens, I guess. Oh, sorry, Did you see anything? Well, I can tell you that the man is Mr. Nash, the caretaker of this property. My father had hired him about 3 years ago. Shame, really. He stared off at the wall, shaking his head in disbelief. He worked for you? Then Grayson. Oh, his daughter. Yes, I know her. She was the one screaming on that video, wasn't she? I picked at the couch cushion, not wanting to look up. Yeah, that was her. Felix, you're taking this, like, all in stride, like, surprisingly well. What an unfortunate way to find out a horrible thing like that. I wish there was something I could do to help. That's why we should look to see if someone has a working phone. Look, I know someone up here has to be the murderer, but I can't just sit here and wait for the road to clear. I suppose you're right. Might end up just being just as dangerous to wait as it would be to ask around. I met Felix outside, and we started the walk over to the nearest cabin, which is about half a mile away. Are you enjoying your stay here? Well, besides the body. Terrible, just terrible. Still can't believe it. Well, it does look, nice out here. So your dad owns this place? Really don't need to talk about the body anymore. Just gotta focus on finding a way to get to the police. Get the police out here. Well, I own the place. Given my age, I find it easier to simply say I'm assisting my father. At times, the older guests, well, an 18-year-old boy is not always respected. It's part of why I hired Mr. Nash to assist in day-to-day management. They just had to go and get himself killed. I'm gonna have trouble hiring anyone new. His expression darkened as he spoke. That's kind of cold, man. He literally just died. You're right, of course. I should be more sympathetic. I don't want to risk my home and my business, and well, this certainly will. No fault of Mr. Nash's part, obviously. Just tragedy can make you think of strange things. Like, what does human blood taste like? I couldn't stop thinking about the flies landing on their bodies. So yeah, I guess he's right. Strange things. Yeah, I guess. Something I haven't really commented on, I don't know how audible it is, but the music in the background is really nice. I'm still learning how to, like, balance, like, video game sound with, like, the sound of the microphone and all that jazz, so if you can't hear it, apologies. This property has been in my family for over a century. We built these cabins, you know. Do you like them? They're very nice. For a moment he went quiet, and I thought the conversation was over. He passed away pretty unexpectedly. My birth father. Oh. I'm sorry to hear that. He was not the smartest man. Never really understood what was important. Almost lost everything we had worked for. In a way, it was lucky he died. I inherited his land, and my godfather paid off his debts, so it wasn't reclaimed by his creditors. Jeez, oversharing much? So your, godfather gave you this place after your dad died. Does he, live around here too? An indiscernible look flickered across his face. He did not give it to me. This place has always been mine, and no, not anymore. Just trying to sound interested in your complicated ownership story. No need to look annoyed, man. Chill, bruh. So what about your parents? You like them, do you? He looked at me intently, as if eager to know my response. Yeah, I like them fine. No arguments? No misunderstandings? They haven't done anything to hurt you? What? No. I mean, sure, sometimes they're annoying, but... My mistake, then. What is this guy getting at? I thought I heard you fighting with your mother last night. You know, before the phones cut off. I was doing my first rounds. What? You were watching me? No, not at all. You were just fairly loud. I was curious because of my own experiences. I know resentment like that feels like. Okay, Felix. I'm not actually creeped out. I actually thought this actually is making Felix kind of more interesting. You know, I thought he was going to be like your standard brooding anime protagonist, but I like him. Well, it isn't that. She just thinks I can't handle myself. It's not the same. I see. But of course you can handle yourself. It's what you've been looking off at, right? Somebody you know died and you saw it. Yet here you are, holding yourself together, even after seeing another corpse. That seems like handling yourself to me. He sounded almost impressed. Wait. How does he know I saw other people die? Ha! How would you know anything about that? Alright, good. I'm on the right track. I'm not the smartest detective in the shoe shed, but, you know, I'm getting there. He raised his hands up defensively. Simply that we are brothers in suffering. I told you my father died, but that was not the whole matter. He killed himself. Sliced his own throat open in front of me. Perhaps he thought I was ungrateful. Shit. If he's 18, that had to have only been a few years ago. Also, that doesn't answer my question. That's really shitty, man. I can't even. I think you can. I saw it in you from the beginning, Nick. When you threw that door open, I thought, now, here is a man that knows suffering. How? How could I tell? Because I know my own soul, Nick. I know it. I see it here. He reached out and made a gesture that framed my face, his hand hovering only an inch away from my skin. You look the same tonight as you did last night. Now tell me how that can be when you found a body today. Because of what you saw before, it was worse. I know because I've seen worse too. He paused to take a long look at me. It was ice cold outside, but I was sweating, chill droplets streaking down the sides of my face. You were close to them? They were my best friends. Of course I was. Why the hell am I telling him any of this? You can tell me, Nick. I know how you feel. You saw your dad kill himself? Well, I killed my best friends. What happened? I wanted to go out with Bree, so I asked her to this graduation party, you know? And Tyler, he wanted to be my wingman, so he came along for the car ride, instead of meeting me there. Wingman? Yeah, you know, a friend who helps you get a date. Ah, I see. We went to pick her up in my car. We were just messing around, joking and stuff. But out of nowhere, this deer just darts in the road. I wasn't looking. It's my fault. I just swerved and flipped the car off the side, and the embankment, it was steep. When we crashed, nobody could see us from the road. You were there for a long time? I didn't say anything to that. I said, looking off to my right. That was when I saw it. A bright splotch of red in the white snow. Felix! Do you see that? I pointed it out to him, and he furrowed his brow in thought. Oh, shit. Maybe we shouldn't have let Grayson go on her own. Did we just get Grayson killed? Oh, man. From the deer, perhaps? There's no way. This is too far away. Ooh, or this is the scene of the murder of Mr. Nash. I walked towards the mark, heart hammering in my chest. Please don't be anything. Please. Please. But the snow had splotches all across it. I turned on my phone's flashlight to get a better view in the twilight. Prints! Like there were by the deer. Felix stepped next to me, taking a protective stance as he surveyed the marks in front of us and glanced up at the sky. The bear? Are those marks fresh? I looked more closely at them. Some were half filled with fallen snow, and the blood had frozen and crystallized. I could have pulled an entire frozen hunk out of the ground if I had wanted to. I think they're from last night, which means this blood is too. Alright, so not Grayson. Cool. At least it means we're safe for now. Wait, is that another one? I looked over to where he was pointing. He was right. There was another bloody mark there, and the prints were prowling right towards it. This must be where Grayson's dad was attacked. At least I hope it was. I'm not so sure, Nick. There's also a third one. And the prints aren't I moving towards the cabins, not even to the woods? That would reach the second mark. I could see the third one, along with the roof of another cabin over a snowdrift. He's right. Whatever caused these prints is walking towards that cabin and away from the woods. Felix kneeled down next to the closest mark. He picked something up and showed it to me. A shattered piece of bone covered in bite marks. The more I look at this, the more I think, those prints. Nick, does it look like a bear to you? I wouldn't exactly call myself a bear expert. He sighed and turned back towards the cabin. Well, never mind. I suspect we may find more of an answer there. He gestured towards the building, and I felt a shiver run down my spine. The prints and the bloody marks. It's all going that way. We could just go back, you know? Oh no. I don't think there's any going back now. Besides, I have to check on my guests. If something has happened, well, I would have to be the one to report it, wouldn't I? He didn't wait for my answer, just stood up and walked around the snowdrift that was blocking the cabin from view. Crap! I can't just leave him. Ugh. Unless Grayson is a werewolf. I feel that'd be kind of a twist, but... I walked up to the cabin to look around. There was an SUV covered in a mound of snow parked in front of the building, and when I got there, Felix was surveying the door from about 5 feet back. Look at the SUV, go to the cabin door, look at the snow. I mean, it would make sense just to go straight to the cabin door, right? I mean, like, the car's covered in snow, so it hasn't been used, and we've already looked at the snow, there's blood all over it. Cabin door. The door was hanging open. Oh. Did not know that. Hinges creaking softly at every gust of wind. Felix was eyeing it, looking concerned. You don't have to. He pushed on the door hard enough to send it flying open. The already battered top hinge gave way, and the door moaned as it thudded to a lopsided halt against the wall. Ugh. I gagged as a deeply unpleasant metallic tang filled my nose and mouth. I know the smell. It had to have been at least 6 hours since the crash, and the sun starting to rise. Tyler and Bree lay on either side of me, and each minute of growing daylight was a new torture. Help. I wasn't shouting anymore, just whispering the words every time I thought I heard someone drive by above me on the road. I tried to climb up the embankment a few hours ago, but I couldn't stand on my leg, and I could feel the bone grinding whenever I tried. It was hugely swollen now, and pulsed unpleasantly every time I took a breath, constricted by my jeans. If I'm here much longer, I think there's a utility knife in my glove box, if I can get to that. I would have to climb over Bree to get it. She was lying motionless against the overturned car, her body half crushed under the hood. They had both gone rigid, and I could smell something more foul starting to waft from their bodies. Oh my god! What? Am I hearing things? I turned my head towards the road and saw a man standing there with a bike. Hang in there! I'll get help. Sure. Help. I'll just stay down here for what? Another hour? For the rest of my life? My hands were brown and crusty with dried gore. I stared down at them and said nothing. Felix pulled out a handkerchief and pressed it up against his nose and mouth so as not to breathe in the rancid air. Ask him if he has another. Do you have another one of those? Ah, yes, I do. Here. He produced a second cloth from his pocket and handed it to me. It smelled old and dusky, as if it had been kept in the back of a wooden drawer and never used. Still, it was better than breathing in the unfiltered air. And what will we find inside the cabin? Well, we'll have to find that out in the next episode. Alright guys, I'm going to end the episode here because this video has been going on for about 40 minutes and I want to try to keep these videos to like roughly a half hour. So we'll go and explore what's in the cabin, probably more dead bodies in the next episode. But I am enjoying this game so far. I hope you guys are too. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. If you don't like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe anyway. And also please give the devs Fiendish Fiction some love. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one. Mwah.